Hello, dear inclusive museum scholars. My name is Zida Wang. It is my great honor to present my study at the Inclusive Museum Conference this year. Currently, I am a doctoral candidate at the Florida State University, majoring in museum education and visitor-centered curation. At the same time, I work as a museum educator at the FSU Museum of Fine Arts as well. My study will be a reflection on the FSU Museum of Fine Arts exhibitions and programs, and try to connect them with my theoretical approaches to the Constructivist Museum, third place theory, and other museum social interaction and visitor-centered theories. The title of my presentation is Hybrid Co-Curation and Creation from the Constructivist Museum to Third Place Museum. As you can see here, in this slide, this is the picture of the museum front door. So in this slide, I will briefly introduce my presentation. First, I will introduce the FSU Museum of Fine Arts. Second, I will explain the Constructivist Museum, the third place theory, and the dimension of curation competing venue model, which is also a visitor-centered museum theory. And third, I will discuss how these theories pivoting us in the museum co-curation and programming practices. Last, I will talk about several follow-ups. And I will also introduce a conceptual model that I developed for the future museums with these theories. As you can see here in the picture, this is the Museum of Fine Arts courtyard. We will have student visits and classes very often in the courtyard. So let's talk about the Museum of Fine Arts. It's short for MOFA. Founded in 1971 by the Florida State University, FSU MOFA connects Florida State University and the broader community to the arts. In addition to maintaining a permanent collection of over 7,000 objects, MOFA presents exhibitions of historical and contemporary artworks that contribute meaningfully to the scholarship and the conversations that sustain the civic and intellectual life of our campus, city, and region. By introducing diverse audiences to the integral roles that art and culture play in shaping societies, MOFA fosters collaboration, creativity, and critical engagement. The Florida State University Museum of Fine Arts is a member of the Florida Association of Museums, Florida Art Museums Directors Association, Florida Cultural Action Alliance, and the Southeastern Museum Conference, and is accredited by the American Alliance of Museums. As you can see here, we have two QR codes. The left one is the website QR code. The second one, if you scan it, you will be redirected to our Instagram post. Okay, now let's talk about the Constructivist Museum. It is a museum that aligns with the principles of constructivist learning. It focuses on active experiential learning and personal exploration. There are several key characteristics for Constructivist Museum, like interactive exhibits, hands-on learning, personalized experience, and problem solving. A Constructivist Museum concept is widely accepted and implemented in the past few decades in the museum's informal learning contexts. The Constructivist Museum has also embraced the idea of the human constructivist perspective. This demonstrated that learning frequently occurs in museums when people actively generate new information by using their previous knowledge. The role of educators in a constructivist museum serve as facilitators. Educators provide the learners guidance they need, and they co-construct their knowledge together. In addition, a constructivist museum enables visitors to create meaning within the environment. they gain knowledge by constructing their own interpretations. This is from Hein. Hein is the foundation of the Constructivist Museum. There are several key elements for Constructivist Museum. For example, open-ended inquiry, collaborative learning, multi-sensory engagement, reflections, and dialogues. George Hein is the #1 foundation of the Constructivist Museum. His book, Learning in the Museum, is the pioneering book in this field. Also, we can talk about the Falk and Durkin and their book, Learning from the Museum. Visitor experiences and the making of meaning is also a very important book in this area. And maybe we can talk about some benefits for the Constructivist Museum. First, it is an active engagement. Visitors become active participants. Second, it's the meaningful learning, the personal connections and understandings. Third, lifelong learning. It appeals to diverse age groups. Everybody is welcome in a Constructivist Museum. Last, creativity and critical thinking. It helps the visitors to develop their skills and the knowledge they need for their future. Okay, this slide talks about the dimensions of curation competing venues model. This model discusses the curation intent as embodied in the democratization of culture and cultural democracy. This model developed by Dr. Anne Rosenlove and Pat Villeneuve. These two professors are also my professor at FSU. A democratization of cultural approach offers the opportunity to share culture broadly, educate and evaluate cultural understanding among citizens, often with a dominated point of view. Unlike the democratization of cultural approaches, top-to-bottom approach, the cultural democracy approach is driven by the community, which accepts various viewpoints and art forms and shares making. So this is what we want to discuss. Who runs the art? Who runs the museum? Visitors. And also, as you can see in this slide, this book will be published by the AAM in the middle of September. It listed all types of museum exhibitions that fit in all dimensions in this model. Let's talk about the third place theory from Ray Oldenburg. In his book Great Good Place, Ray Oldenburg identified home as the first place, school and work as second place. The third place he described as a place for community gathering aside from the first and second places. Oldenburg demonstrated the third place as a place that hosts the regular, voluntary, informal, and happily anticipated gathering of individuals. A third place focuses on the significance of informal social place beyond first and second places. It is a relaxed, neutral space for social interactions and community building. And there are several key characteristics for the third place. For example, it is a neutral ground, it is a leveler. The conversation is the main activity. Accessibility is very important in the third place. It is for regulars. It is a low-profile place. The mood is playful, and it is a home away from your original home. A lot of museum professionals have discussed the many potential possibilities about how a museum or exhibition could fit in the third place theory. For example, museum as third place could stimulate museum visitors from passive receptors of the museum content to actively engaged stakeholders. Slate and Koo, in their research, evaluated the Tate Modern and the South Bank Centre in London, UK, as the third places for social interactions. Since we have discussed the theories from those scholars, we will talk about some applications exceptions and programs we had at FSU MOFA that fit in those theories. First, I will introduce 4 exceptions and programs that I participated in as examples to explain the Museum of Fine Arts processes from the Constructivist Museum to the third place museums. These 4 programs are: first, a part together exception. It is a co-curation exception. Second, cut frames and capture the pixels, found footage, film, and video. Third, are we free to move about the world, the passport in contemporary art. Last, silence the voices. The Apart Together was co-curated by 6 graduate students from the FSU Art Education Department in 2020. I was one of those co-curators. The exhibition showcased the artworks of 2 artists, Danielle Clips from the United States and Hu Bei from China, who used different multimedia to explore the theme of friendship. Danielle Clips' works utilizes life-size cut-out paintings of her real friends and travel with these wooden panels. Meanwhile, Hu Bei integrates multimedia to explore the intersection of different cultures, languages, time, and space. Hu Bei's Our Sky project is a short video consisting of the sky pictures of her friends take and their interpretations, exploration in their own voices. Apart Together was partly displayed at FSU MOFA during the fall of 2020, with the full online version available due to the COVID-19 concerns. In the co-curation processes, the artists also joined in as a result of the shared curatorial power. The co-curators reached an consensus on prioritizing the audiences over the project in this exhibition, which fits in the dimension of a co-curation competing venue model. Apart Together is designed to encourage collaborative experiences that involve visitors in the interpretations of the exhibition theme, friendship. A third place is primarily for conversation, emphasizes its role as a neutral and level ground. The engagement activity also associated with the exhibition aimed to create a hybrid socially gathering space that encompassed both online and on-site components, providing a venue for visitors, co-curators, educators, and activity participants to collaborate and empower the meaning together. The exhibition focus was on the visitors' various collaborations. As you can see here, I put a screenshot of our online co-curatorial meeting, and we partly displayed our Sky project from Apart Together at FSU MOFA in person on site. So as you can see, also on the right, we displayed some visitors' collaboration co-creations from online. Cut frames, captured pixels, found footage, film, and video was guest curated by FSU Digital Archives. Dave Rodriguez charts worldwide developments and evolution of found footage filmmaking over the past few decades. The socially gathering application for this exhibition included an in-gallery cut and paste collage making activity facilitated by FSU MOFA, as you can see on the left. As part of its long-standing tradition, MOFA offers free hands-on activity that encourage visitors to actively engage with exhibitions and collections. By providing a space where student visitors can explore their interests, MOFA aims to foster a sense of creativity and curiosity among our visitors. MOFA pinpointed the lobby as the cut and paste gallery, as you can see here as well, and prepared 3 long tables and chairs for visitors as a collage station to create their own collage works. The cut and paste gallery and the collage station stayed along with the card and frames and captured pixels exception as well. This created a sense of impartiality and inclusivity, fostering social interactions and a fun, light-hearted atmosphere. As a result, the museum became a comfortable and space and inviting community for both regular and infrequent visitors. And you can see, if you can see here on the very right down, we have some visitors inspired by our exhibitions created a installation inside of the gallery. The exhibition entitled Are We Free to Move About the World? Curated by Grace Lee, a professor from the art department at FSU, displayed at FSU MOFA from February to May 2023, provided a comprehensive exploration of the multifaceted role of the passport in the contemporary society. There were two activities have been conducted to reveal the socially gathering application in this exhibition. The first activity is an ongoing passport share portal that invites visitors to share their passport pages with FSU MOFA. The second is a passport stamp making event called Make It with MOFA. Hosted by FSU, the passport share activity invites the exhibition visitors to share the photocopies of their passports, and we will hang them on the community passport wall in the exhibition gallery. This all displays more than photocopies of those passports. It displays the visitors' participants' unique experiences and histories. To participate, visitors only need to scan the QR code we provided on the wall and upload their digital copy of their passport, and we will help them censor the key information on their passport and put them on this community wall. And these participants were provided with carving tools for the make it with MOFA activity and we will also provide instructions to design and create their unique passport stamps. This allowed visitor participants to craft a personalized card that they could keep as a gift or share with friends by placing them in the book. It aimed to inspire visitors to view themselves as the unique nation, with the personalized passport stamps serving as a sample of their impact on others. As you can see on the right, at that time the students were making their stamps. The very last program that I want to share with you all is called Silence the Voices in Gallery Concert with College of Music FSU. Supported by the FSU community and inspired by Are We Free to Move About the World and card frames and captured pixels. The College of Music at FSU proposed to have a one-stop of their Silence the Voices concert in collaboration with us in March 2023. The concert was part of the Chamber Music series from the FSU College of Music, promoting the music composers who worked despite wars and operations. On March 4th, 2023, the Music College and the FSU Museum of Fine Arts co-hosted this concert at the museum's galleries. One of the most exciting aspects of this collaboration is that it utilized the entire FSU Museum of Fine Arts spaces to create a truly immersive third-place experiences for the visitors' audiences. By using all the galleries and exhibiting spaces as part of their performance, these musicians performed in a variety of settings that resonate with the different on-display exhibitions. As you can see here on the left, they performed at the found footage gallery. and the second they performed at the Passport Gallery. This created multi-sensory experiences for our audiences as well as the performers as well, where they can see, hear, and feel art and the music from multi perspectives. Moreover, this collaboration provided an opportunity for the audiences to actively engage with the art and the music at the same time. Unlike other traditional concert hall musical experiences, this collaboration concert experience allowed all the audiences to pop into the performance at any time without any restrictions. These audiences had multiple identities at that moment in the museum galleries. They were like the museum's visitors, art exhibitions visitors, and also they were like the audiences for the performance. The follow-up is a hybrid co-curation and co-creation project that I am currently working on with some other co-curators. Co-curator team contains 2 professional artists, 2 FSU art students, they are from art and art history, and 2 museum employees. Due to the location differences, because one of those artists they are from New York City, and the other one she lives in Kansas City right now. And the art students, one of the art students is in Miami right now, and the other one is in Tallahassee, Florida with us. And the 2 museum employees, they work for FSU MOFA as well. So we meet bi-weekly online through Zoom. Zoom meeting has become a third place for us all co-curators to exchange our ideas and generate new knowledge, because every time we can learn from each other, we use the Google Jamboard and other digital platforms to exchange our ideas. Hopefully, this exhibition will open to the public this November at FSU MOFA, and that will be free. Then let's talk about the conceptual model that I developed for the social gathering, constructivist museum, third place museum, or social interaction, social gathering museums. As you can see here, I saw this as an opportunity to examine the potential blend of the constructivist museum, third place theory in a hybrid exhibition with artist co-curators. These experiences made me interested in collaborative curation and visitor-centered exhibition design. The conceptual model explores the participatory action research as the guiding methodology, and the relationships among PAR, the third place theory, and the constructivist museum. In addition, these key factors work together in a co-creation exhibition that discovers the visitor-centered exhibition as an output. I have like 2 enduring questions for this conceptual model and for my research. The first one is, how can a co-curated hybrid exhibition contribute to a university art museum's use of third place theory? The University Art Museum is also FSU MOFA. The second question is, how does the use of a combination of third place theory and constructivist museum approaches manifest a co-curated exhibition? So I'm still discovering, and hopefully after this co-curation and co-creation exhibition open to the public, I will have more follow-ups in the future. Thank you. So let's talk about the conclusion. There are like 6 main summaries I want to conclude. The first thing I want to point out in the conclusion is that hybrid curation and creation, or maybe programming, can be an accelerator for the museums to promote social interactions. Second, social interaction or social engagement is the center of our practices. Museums are required to become the third places to promote social interactions. Third, The role of curators, creators, participants, visitors have been blurred during the COVID and the development of the technologies. Fourth, I want to borrow a name from the previous exhibitions, which is about being physically apart but emotionally together in the hybrid interactions. Everybody should be together, emotionally together. Number 5, accessibility and more inclusive to our audiences will be the key factor to become a constructivist and third place theory museum. Last, Constructivist Museum plus third place theory museum can coexist at the same time. Their key roles is to promote and facilitate everybody's learning and construct social interactions. We need to open the audiences up. Every audiences, every co-curators, every artist, they all have the ability to make art and resonate with each other. Okay, this is everything about my presentation. Thank you for watching. And as you can see here, I put a QR code here as well. If you use your smartphone to scan this QR code, you will see our Party Together exhibition online. And also, if you have any questions about my presentation, about my research, or just about the FSU MOFA, please email me. My email address is here. Thank you very much. Have a good one.